welcome to episode 7 of the Wilderness Podcast. Today's date is October 17th, 2016. I'm your host, Dills, and with me is my co-host, Deegan.
Hey, what's up?
How's your week going?
It's fucking really shitty. So,
Why is that?
I have like a final project due, I guess it'd be tomorrow, or I guess if you're listening on Wednesday, you know, the day before yesterday. Anyways, but as of right now, tomorrow I have a project due, and I finished it on Saturday, and I'm like designing the senior center. Anyways, my professor sends me an email Saturday, like pretty much shortly after I finished, adding more rooms to the building. And since I already did my final draft in pen, like you're supposed to, I had to redesign a bunch of shit, and then now I'm in the process of redoing it. So and that took me 15 hours. So even though I have most the shitty work done now, but I think after this podcast, I'm going to head back to my school and finish my project and just sleep in class and wait till my class starts at 8 so I can hand it in on time.
Yeah, that sucks. Why do you have to redesign the whole thing? Can't you just add on the couple of rooms that they told you to add?
Kind of. The way I had my whole building set up, we had to add extra storage and maintenance rooms, and there's certain codes you have to follow. And we're restricted on how much we can scale our drawing. It's kind of weird to explain, and I'm also limited on the size of paper I can use. I can only use 11 by 17.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, what rooms did they tell you to add on? Are they just normal
a storage
bedrooms?
room, a maintenance room, and something like a maintenance room. I forget what it's called. I just have MAT, and then I have another MAT. Maybe 2 maintenance rooms. I don't really know.
Okay, why don't you? Do you already have maintenance rooms?
That originally, no, because that.
So you have none, right? I was gonna say you could just take your one, cut it in half, make it 2 small ones, done.
Well, you have to have every room has a certain meter, square meter, I guess, an area that you gotta have your room in. And the whole project, I don't even know what the total, what the whole square foot should be or square meter should be. But you can't be over 3 or over 5 square meters, which is kind of fucked. So you can be under, you can be under or over 1 meter square per room, but you can't be 5 over or 5 under in total. And so when I'm moving stuff around and I have to have it, you get marked on how everything's designed, I guess. So, and I'm only allowed to have one main corridor that goes from vestibule to vestibule, entrance or exits to the building. And so I had to move a bunch of shit around, and the way I had it laid out on my paper, it was too far to the left. So I don't know. It's really annoying. I just moved a couple rooms around. I'm good to go. I just have to draw everything, all the walls, all the fucking furnitures, and I gotta color everything. And
you know what you should do? You should design it on Sims 3 and just show it on that. Hey, I finished it. And look, it works fine. There's already 30 people living here.
Yeah. It's fucking awful because there's building code requirements you gotta meet, especially because it's a senior center. So I have to make sure that scooters can get around everywhere. And it's so annoying, having to draw out turning radiuses in the entrance of a bathroom and then in the stall itself, and it's ugh, I hate it so much.
Just make it an oversized building. Make the hallway 7 lanes wide.
Well, right now I actually over-designed my main hallway just so I could fit in more shit, but or my main corridor, but I don't know. See, it's coming together. It's a fucking bitch. I hate drawing furniture. That's probably the worst part about it.
That's what I hated. I took that class in high school, so it was obviously a lot more basic. But I hated how precise everything had to be. And, you had to take the T... is it a T-square?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you would take one of those, which is kind of just pretend it's a ruler. But it would make it so everything's straight. So in the high school class, you'd have 30 of them, so you're not always taking the same one, and some of them would be warped. So you'd draw the whole thing, and then I would take another one, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? Nothing lines up," and you have to restart the whole thing, and that's what I hated. And you could be off by the slightest bit, and the whole thing's just fucking trash.
Yeah, I got I think like a 65 or a 70 on one of my drafting assignments, which was pretty much like just measuring certain things. And I lost so much because I was like half of a millimeter off of like a couple of them. Like, oh my god, my drafting professor's like such an asshole. He's always just like, he's like really, really flamboyant. And he's just like, I catch everything. You're a millimeter off, I can see that. I don't need a ruler. I don't need a scale. And he's like super flamboyant and just fucking good teacher, but holy shit, he's an asshole.
Yeah, well, he's just trying to... I can see where he's coming from, because if you pass his course... You ever seen Whiplash?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, well... It's a really good movie. I don't really want to explain it. I'll just go over it quickly. If you've seen Hell's Kitchen, imagine if Chef Ramsay was a teacher. So you do one little fuck up and you'll just...
Oh shit, no, I've seen it's about drumming, right?
Yeah, the jazz drummer.
Yeah, okay, I've seen that. It's a pretty good movie.
Dude, that movie's really good. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. But, yeah. But, yeah, besides school, fucking actually doesn't really help. On, Sunday morning, I woke up with, like, a really, really sore arm. And then, like, a bunch of text messages and shit. And, it was my buddy's birthday, like, Sunday. And so we went and celebrated, like, Saturday night. And, there's, like, an ongoing joke, like, between me and my friends. Like, when we start, like, tussling, like, play fighting, I guess, if you want to put it that way. When we start play fighting and stuff, like, I'll always mention how I know my range. Which is, like, I guess my punching distance. I'll always just say that. Like, if they, like, start fighting me, I'll be like, yo, like, you know, I know my range, watch out. That type of, like, just stupid little joke. And from what I remember, we were in their kitchen. Yeah, they, like, someone, like, was, like, trying to, like, play fight with me, and I was like, yo, watch it, like, I know my range, and, like, they were standing kind of far back, like, you can't punch me from here, and I'm like, yo, I can fucking kick you, I can head kick you, and like, no, you can't, and I'm like, I was saying I could kick my height, just kind of, like, as a joke, okay. I can just kick my height, but, in all honesty, I used to be able to, but, yeah, anyways, so they were trying to convince me to, like, do it, and I was like, no, I'm wearing jeans, I'm not gonna kick my height. And all I remember is me saying I shouldn't do it, I'm wearing jeans, and then my one friend putting his hand up in the air, and then all of a sudden I'm laying on the ground. So I guess I just went to kick his hand, but in hindsight, he's a pretty tall guy, so he put his hand up really fucking high.
Yeah. Probably
like 6.5 feet, and I'm like close to 6 feet. And I guess I tried kicking his hand, and I just fucking ate shit super hard, and now like my whole left arm is just fucked, like shoulder to like mid forearm is just super sore.
Anyways, let's move on. Do you play any other games or anything?
I think I've just been playing not really playing RuneScape. I've just been doing like NMZ on RuneScape.
NMZ?
That's it.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I just have it going while I do schoolwork and shit and hate life.
Not bad. Cool.
Yeah, what about your week?
My week, same as every week, pretty much. Did I talk about... I can't remember if last week I talked about telescope shopping.
No, I don't think you did.
So I just decided
I would have remembered that.
So I decided I want to get a telescope, because I have an older one, but it's missing a bunch of pieces. And I just thought it'd be something cool to pick up. So, I looked for some store just to go and check it out, because I'd rather walk into a place when I'm really like ignorant on the subject, so that some guy can kind of be like, oh, well, if you want, you want this one, or you want, this model or this model, or whatever. So I found this one place that's just like close to here, and I go over there to just check it out, and like there's a sign on the door that says it's closed down because the guy that was running it has passed away, but he passed away like 5 days ago.
Oh shit, eh?
And I was like, oh, what the fuck? That's, I don't know. That was weird. So then we went to go check out another one that was like another telescope store that was maybe 40 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. And we show up, and it's like in this plaza, like a smaller little plaza, and the building is just, it looks completely it was just completely gutted out, like everything's blank on it. I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like,
this owner passed away 4 days ago.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is fuck this. I'm gonna go on Amazon or some shit. But actually, no, I'm gonna keep checking them out, see if there's any
Yo, maybe the place nearby is gonna have a clearance sale soon.
That's what I was thinking. I looked it up because I was like, they might be doing some liquidating thing, but
Yeah.
I think they're trying to sell everything just online now, same price or some shit.
Yeah, I have a buddy who's like super into like astronomy and shit like that. And he's got some intense telescope. He takes pictures of like all the planets and stuff.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's got some really nice pictures.
Yeah, and like I remember doing, well, not that, but we were both in Cubs for a bit, Cub Scouts.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we did a bunch of astronomy things, just looking at constellations.
Yeah.
Had a mind
It's been a while. It's been a while.
But yeah, no telescope. That sucked. Aside from that, nothing really. I've had a toothache that's been going on for a couple days now. I have a dentist appointment that's going to be getting set up soon, hopefully. But I think tooth pain and back pain are the two things are the most painful things to hurt, I guess.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say back. For me, though, ear pain. Because I used to have, like, really bad earaches when I was young.
Ear infections suck.
Yeah, and when they get really bad, it's an earache and a toothache. Like, it somehow hurts your mouth when it gets really bad.
Yeah, because just with those pains, it's hard to focus on anything. It's a constant throb.
Yeah.
So, like, last night, I was trying to... We'll talk about it later. Do something. Never mind. I'll save that for later. But...
Okay.
So I've had that. Yeah, not too much else. But
Yeah.
I've been actually you showed me something. Well, you told me about something. So, naturally after the whole Mongol thing that I was listening to, you got to move on to the next history podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was watching this series on YouTube. It's about this thing. Yo, have you ever heard of the World War One?
I've heard of World War One.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, eh? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was,
and it happened. So in school, you do learn. You learn about that in school, but you learn about both the world wars over like 4 months, both of them together. So you're not really learning. You're getting a brief overview of everything, and then obviously you're gonna talk a lot in depth about certain things that your country kind of did. So
yeah,
we're in Canada, and you're obviously going to learn about Vimy Ridge, which is like the only battle Canada really went in on. So
yeah, shit, you learn so much about America and stuff and Canadian history. It's annoying.
Well, it's all kind of wrapped in with it, right?
Yeah,
because Canada's a new country, and was in America is a part of that, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the history is shared.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been watching this YouTube series called The Great War, which it goes week by week. They make a video every week, and they talk about what is happening that week. So they started it 2 years ago when it was the 100-year anniversary. And, they got 2 more years to go, I guess. So I'm watching that. It's really cool because, yeah, you do learn about it in school, but they don't go super in depth about everything that goes on. So it's really interesting to learn how certain things played out and why they did.
Yeah.
Oh, and then on top of that, you got the trenches and artillery.
Yeah, no, it was trench warfare. It's kind of fucked up, though. Imagine, waking up and, a rat's gnawing on you.
Oh, man,
that was
it's
trench warfare. That's,
up.
that's some nasty shit.
Yeah, and it's a lot of things that I just, you don't really think about. And so I'm listening to Dan Carlin's Blueprints to Armageddon, which is his series on World War One. It's really long, but it's really good. I would recommend listening to it because eventually his series go they're free right now, but then they go behind a pay barrier. Mm-hmm. So the Mongol one you have to pay for now, but 6 months ago it was free.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of things I would never thought about, and he talks about when somebody would die in the trench. You weren't always able to bury them because if you were to step out, you were likely to die. So a lot of the times, your buddy or your partner that dies, you're going to be seeing him for a long time. And sometimes they would have to chop them up so that they could kind of push them to the side of the trench.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Man, that's for 4 years that went on. So that's fucked up. So anyways, I've been watching that and listening to that, which is, it's really interesting to just see how it all played out, especially the week by week part, and knowing all the smaller details. And yeah, so from there, I've been playing, tending my crops in Stardew Valley. That's, you got to do that. It's important.
Yeah,
the game's really good. It's a pretty fun game.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I found
it's fun if you're into those type of games, the whole farming, building
exactly.
up. And then I bought a few years ago. I bought a bunch of Total War games just because they were on sale, and they're fun games. They're pretty good games. So I decided to bust those out just because.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously. And so I've been playing Total War Medieval 2. That game's pretty fun.
Yeah, I got Total War Rome for free when I got my graphics card time ago.
1 or 2?
I think it was 2. I don't know. I should probably check Steam, but I don't know. I can't really get into Total War. I like Civilization a lot more.
Total War is like Civilization, but instead of being able to build your own cities, there's kind of default cities that you can take over. And when you kind of the battle sequences, it goes into like a battle phase. You go zoom down, and then you have to actually control your troops. It becomes a
Yeah, I'm not super big on the warfare part. I like Civ just because there's so much strategy in terms of what resources you want, which city states you're gonna want to have in your back pocket, which ones you actually want to hate you, and I don't know. I really like all the alliances and just type of game, I guess.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's the thing with Total War. It's fun, but the battles are pretty fun to control and stuff. Like when you're attacking a city, your troops go into the city. You have to siege it, build up towers to kind of climb over the walls and stuff. So that's all really cool. But the only problem is when you're trying to conquer a continent or something, you're going to be having a lot of those battles, and some battles take an hour to play out.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, from there, I started playing Civ 5 because that's what I was getting impatient for. So yeah, I'm playing Civ 5 right now. And,
Are you excited for Civ 6? Have you heard anything about that?
I know it's coming out. I'm not going to look too much into it because, for the longest time, when Civ 5 was already out, it had been out for maybe a year or two, and I still didn't have it, and I was playing Civ 3, which was the first one I ever played.
Yeah.
So I was still playing that game and having fun. And then I got Civ 5, which I found it improved on everything. But I could still play Civ 3. I can't go back to it now. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't go back to Civ 3, but I could have still been satisfied with Civ 3. Yeah. So I'm going to stay at Civ 5 until Civ 6 goes on sale. Holy shit.
I know Civ 5 has a lot of really cool mods. I've never tried them, but they have Game of Thrones mods where...
Oh, that's cool.
It's Game of Thrones. And all that cool stuff. But I've never really tried out a mod for that.
The thing is, I can't even finish a fucking campaign on Civ 5 because, I always try to conquer everything. Yeah. And take over everything, and it just takes so long. And I'm 30 hours into a campaign, and then I'll just one day be like, I feel like playing this game. Playing, this faction.
Yeah, you just gotta be the Huns. And just start attacking people super early. Or I think it's Greece or Rome. Where the city states like you a lot more, and then you just abuse the fuck out of them, and you just steal their troops and make them like you again, really quickly. That's when I play online with my friends, I get really annoyed because I'll play it's either Greece or Rome, I forget, and I won't build settlers. I'll just go, or not settlers, workers, and I'll just go and steal all the city states, and I'll I'm just a super big asshole, and then I just pretty much pay them off to like me again, and I just expand super hard, and I not really waste any time or any turns making workers and shit.
That's jokes. Yeah, right now I'm trying to kill off Gandhi, so that sucks. Poor guy. Yeah. All he wants is peace, and he's just right next to me, so
yeah, fuck him.
It's only natural. Yeah. But yeah, no, Attila the Hun is a badass. I started looking them up, the Huns up. Fuck, they're basically Genghis Khan's grandfather. Obviously, they're 1,000 years prior
Yeah.
to Genghis Khan, but basically the same thing. Badass.
Oh yeah.
Well,
fuck shit up.
I should say badass. He did some extremely horrible things, but it's so long ago. I can't associate myself with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. You excited for Battlefield 1? That's coming out on Friday.
Yeah, actually, I've had I think 3 or 4 people message me like 10 minutes before the podcast, being like, "Hey, did you get it? Did you get it?" It's like, yeah, I fucking got it. I probably won't be able to play it though at school, but I'll try.
You don't have it now, right? It comes out Friday. You can't.
Like
play
I pre-ordered it.
Oh, okay.
Like I pre-ordered it like 3 days after the beta because I played so much in the beta. Like I actually loved it.
It's good, eh? I haven't played it.
Oh man, like okay. First of all, I've always loved like the World War I like esque, World War II, like just that type of like fighting, I guess.
Yeah.
The World War I, but yeah, I don't know. I really like the gameplay, and it's fucking super sick. I've always liked Battlefield, but I mean the newer ones, I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, I like them, but they're so arcadey. It feels like I miss like Bad Company 1. Yeah, like the new. If you play Bad Company 1,
what do you mean arcadey?
Like arcadey, as in like not more like COD, but like more run and gunny and just kind of like not goofy, but not goofy at all. I don't know. It's kind of just more of like a shoot 'em up instead of like a strategic like shooting like war game. It's kind of like Battlefield 1 and shit. Like I felt you had to play super slow pace, and then like in like Bad Company 3 and Hardline and stuff, you're kind of just like running around. Let's jump in a helicopter and blow a bunch of people up. Let's crash into this building.
Okay,
and watch it blow
Hardline.
up.
Hold on, Hardline's a completely different game than Battlefield 4.
Well, Battlefield 4 was still same thing in terms of just like, yeah, I don't know. Just like a lot of silly stuff goes on. I mean, it's fun, but I mean, I'm not hating it. I don't know. It's my opinion. It feels like a little just like silly, some of the shit you do.
Yeah, it could be an unpopular opinion. Okay, one thing I gotta mention, 1 second. Okay, so let me just cut in quickly because you may hear some noise every once in a while. So my girlfriend's working tonight, and that means I have the dog running rampant around. No one to, make sure she doesn't fucking start barking off at some squirrel walking across the road.
So anyway, just sedate her.
Get that aside.
Pills, sleep, like just throw her in the basement. She'll be good.
She won't even go into like the basement for this house because the people who lived before the son had a drum kit set up down there that he would play. And so the dog won't go anywhere near the basement stairs. Our basement's like not even a basement either. It's basically just a hole in the ground because our house is pretty old. So if you go into the basement, it's literally just rocks coming out and there's just cobwebs and it's always moist.
There's a pulley system, rope with a bucket attached to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pumped for Battlefield 1. Well,
yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. I mean, I don't know how much I'm going to play it, just because, like, when I have free time to play games, I'm just kind of playing RuneScape, playing the Iron Man, digging around the Pure a bit, NMZing on the main.
Yeah, that's my problem. I've been so busy, because I've been also working on that little Pures guide that I was talking about last week, and I just found I have, like, no time to do too much. I think it was Friday. It must. Anyways, I got home from work and I went upstairs and I smoked some pot, and then I came down and started playing some video games.
Yeah,
and I just got really tired, and I must have closed my eyes and opened them in like 30 minutes had gone by, or 20 minutes, and I was like, oh shit! I like nodded off. Like, what the fuck? That's weird. I usually don't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of an overthinker, and I get paranoid really easily. So I'm like, shit, there's probably a carbon monoxide leak. I went and opened up every window in the house, and it's like really cold outside.
Yeah.
I froze out the whole house.
Yeah, and
but I don't think there was a CO2 leak. I think I just got tired.
No, there's monoxide detectors that will like freak out.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, man, it probably short-circuited in that one outlet. you know.
If that happens, it'll still freak out because
Oh yeah, it's battery powered.
yeah, in my my old place, like I had 3 roommates, so there's 4 of us living in this house, and we had a carbon monoxide like detector that would always go off in the basement. And the first time like it went off when I was living there, because they had lived there like prior to me moving in, and like it starts going off, and I'm like go downstairs, and they're all just chilling in the living room, and it's like right under them. We just like the beep 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 beep
Yeah.
beep 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 beep. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is that? And like, oh, it's a monoxide detector. And I'm like, yo, we should probably get out of the house. It's like, no, it happens all the time. And I go downstairs, like pull it out of the wall, read the back, and it says, if beeps 3 times, call 911. And it's beep 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 beep, and it just keeps going on. I'm like, guys, you know, like, this machine's literally telling me to call 911. It's like, no, it's fucked. It's just totally fucked. And I'm like, well, then we have to fucking get a new one. What the hell? I'm like, no, like, Derek, seriously, it happens all the time. Like,
Maybe there's a
bitch.
constant little like leak of carbon monoxide coming from the basement.
I don't know. I went in my room, threw my blanket on the vent, opened up my window, and cause my computer was right by the window at the time, and I just kind of like half leaned out. I was like, well, I'll go down in 30 minutes, they're all dead, then I'll call 911. Like, they're fucking... But no, it actually happened like a bunch throughout the year, and it's a fucking... I don't know.
That
Nothing
shit
bad
would
happened.
sketch me out. I remember once when I was living, at our dad's house, and I had a bunch of friends over, and it started going off, and like, I didn't even look at the back yet, and I made everyone go sit on my front lawn, and we lived right up, like, in town. We lived on, it was called Main Street, so you could literally sit outside and spit on someone walking on the road or driving on the street.
Yeah.
So I had like 7 people like sitting on the deck at like 10 at night. I look on the back, it's just like the battery's low. All right, guys, just stay outside until I change the battery.
False alarm, stop spitting on people, god damn it.
But, man, carbon monoxide's pretty serious shit though, because we learned about, you get trained in that where I work, so you're dealing with propane and natural gas constantly. Just, people are hooking them up in the houses, and in the wintertime, a lot of trades need a certain temperature, so you have heaters going all the time, and a lot of people are trained to hook them up, and you learn about that stuff. You learn that stuff in elementary school, like, fuck. Mm-hmm. It's the silent killer. But, let's see. What did I do on RuneScape? Fished a lot of monkfish. Just because I've been working on other things, doing other things, and playing other things. And, I finished Swan Song. And then I fished a lot of monkfish. And did a bit more Slayer, and that's about it. Nothing special. I really didn't play too much. Did you, okay.
Yeah, I've been,
Perfect time to move on to the news, I guess.
Yeah.
So, have you tried this yet? Have you tried the Iranian altar?
No, I'm pretty against runecrafting.
Yeah, me too.
Even though I need 56, so I can start doing the mole giant, but fuck it.
Holding a protest outside of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they released the new way to Runecraft. It's called the Iranian altar. So, we talked about this before, but now it's actually out. So, you can bring pure essence, and you can craft it into a random runes, which, like, any runes. You can be level 1, and you can craft a blood rune, but the chances are very low. And the higher level you get, the chances increase.
Yep.
But you get 2 times experience, so I'm imagining if you're level 1 rune crafting, and...
Yeah, I think 1 to 19 or 1 to 9 is like 20k experience on average an hour.
Okay, yeah, but I'm just saying you would still, at level 1, you'd still get the 2 times for a blood rune, so...
Yeah.
Which is probably a fair amount. I have no idea how much it is, but... Actually, no, rune crafting is slow as shit. No matter what you're doing, it's going to be slow experience.
I read somewhere it's 311 efficient hours played to go from 1 to 99.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Is that good?
Like, just imagine 311 hours of, like, you're focused. Like, I am rune crafting. I'm clicking. I'm not, like, you're being as efficient as possible. You're, like, using, like, hotkeys and stuff. And you're like, you're being, like, you're doing runecraft, like, the fastest way possible, pretty much. Like, the best way. It's 311 hours of that.
Yeah, and the way I always think about it is, if I was working for that long, how much money would I make?
That, and I want to get
It's
carpal
kinda
tunnel.
sad. Yeah, carpal tunnel and a
I
lot of other
runecrafted pretty much straight to 41, and my wrist was fucked.
things.
Just couldn't do it anymore, so I haven't done it since.
Yeah, that's. Anyways, there's more to it. So, also with the Radiant Altar, there's no requirements, but there are monsters. So, I haven't checked. I don't know what level the monsters are, but I'm imagining if you're runecrafting, especially, you're not going to be wearing armor. They're probably going to hit you for a little bit every time.
Yeah.
You're going to want to eat in between. Who knows? Maybe they'll kill you right off. So, or maybe you have to pray the whole time. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely not good if you're a skiller.
Well, it could be. It's south of Artie at the Zamorakian altar. It's just like a place with all this. You'll see. It looked out of place before because you could do nothing with it, but now you actually can. So this is nice. So when you get into it, there's gonna be two paths. There's one that's safe but it's long, one dangerous but short. So I guess even at a low level, you can still use this. Now, if you complete the Artie medium diary, you'll gain additional runes, but they don't give you experience, so you'll just get free runes each time you're doing it. And they have someone down there named Enoila, the bank. Why do they make all of their names so weird to pronounce?
Yeah, I don't know. I've always wondered.
So Enoila, the banker. She'll let you use the bank, but at the cost of 20 runes. So the way they were saying, you can set up like a quick deposit. So let's say you're constantly getting fire runes, or let's say air runes, because it's level 1, and you're getting tons of them every time. You can set it up so every time you train them, 20 air runes. But if you don't have the 20 air runes, you'll have to replace it with another rune, then you'll come up with the menu as normal. They don't specify in it, and I haven't tried it. But I'm sure you could just use a random 20 amount of runes, you know what I mean? Like 5 fire, 5 water, ... And yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue.
So
I know most people just use air runes because they're air runes.
Yeah, they're cheap, easy to get. So, and then now we have an Oranian teleport. So you need to have Lunar Diplomacy finished in 71 Magic. And you can talk to Baba Yaga. Again, what the fuck, man? Baba Yaga. To unlock. I should have checked, but is that normal or is that Ancients? The way they say it makes me believe it's normal magic. Because they don't say it's a lunar magic spell.
The spell is a lunar spell.
I don't know why the fuck don't they just say it's on the lunar spell book.
I don't know. I think they did. I saw.
Okay, maybe I missed it, but
yeah, I've watched some videos and some streamers, so I actually kind of know what's going on with it. But
I've been too busy. Oh yeah,
it's lunar spells.
Okay, so and now you can combine. Well, it's not a part of the Iranian altar, but this is another little update they added. Small, not going to affect too many people, but who knows? Maybe one day it will. You can now combine your Artie cloak level 4 with your with a max cape. So, yay!
Prayer bonus.
Oh fuck yeah, man! I was waiting for this update.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get max. Do you think you'll ever get max?
Nope. I mean, shit. I've played this game for first time playing it was 13 years ago, I guess, and I've never got a 99.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like at this rate, I'm
close.
getting there. I have 3 skills that are 90 or 4, I guess, that are 90 and above.
Yeah, no, I think I'll get a 99 this time around for sure. I never focused to get a 99 because really the only thing you benefit from a 99 is, well, you get the cape and, you know, with the combat you'll hit a bit more, I guess, but it's really 99 compared to 98. It's really for the cape and just to say you have a max.
See, the one thing I'm wondering, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be the case for me, but I don't know if it's happened with anyone else. Let's say you get 99, like, range, and you're, like, slaying. Are you, like, done ranging forever? Because now it's just kind of a waste of experience.
How do you feel?
Like I feel like if I had 99, I feel like if I had 99 range, I would never range until the rest of my combat skills are at 99.
That's basically, man, I'm thinking in that mindset right now, and I'm like not even close to a 99. And that's why I'm trying not to focus on getting a 99, because, you know, I don't want to ever not use something to train with.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, I don't know.
I feel ya.
But everyone's different. It you know, it depends. Some people don't really care. They get 99, they'll just keep going. Some people are going for, competing with the high scores. We had a friend who would do that, and this guy was like crazy. This was in like high school and elementary school, but he had to go see a guidance counselor because he would skip school so much. But he was in the top, I think he was ranked in the top 100s at one point for woodcutting. This is years ago, so it's not like he had 100,000 or 100 mil. I think he had like 60 mil though, so it was pretty high up there. But I'm just saying, like, that's what the competition was like.
Yeah.
But he would skip school to cut willows. So anyways, he wanted to be higher up in the ranks. That's kind of cool. But for me, at 99, I would kind of stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm not really focused. The only thing I'm kind of rushing towards 99 right now is my strength. I'm not really rushing it. I'm just, everything I'm training with, I'm training on strength.
Yeah.
I'm just not paying attention. It's just because, I really like the PK, so, strength is like PK's best friend for the most part.
Yeah. See, one thing that kind of like annoys me a bit, I guess, is I think it was last time we had a podcast going, I had like 80 attack, 90 strength, and 70 defense. And like now I'm at 90 attack and 81 defense. And if I just put all that experience into strength, I'd have a 99 right now.
Oh, definitely. Well, yeah, you can look at your total experience and say the same thing.
No, but I mean, like, I've been kind of actively, I'm as active as you can doing NMZ, and I've just been, like, training. I hit 90 attack, and I was like, alright, clicked and went to defense, and I just, I haven't stopped. And it's like, if I just sat on strength the whole time, like, I'd have 99 strength, but...
Yeah, no doubt.
But whatever.
You should do that, then go PKing.
I want to do some bosses and shit. I mean, I already have 81 defense. I
want to get 90 defense and make a bunch of money.
Yeah, alright. You can hold PVM, I'll hold the PvP on this podcraft.
Yeah.
Sweet. So what do you think of the Iranian altar?
I mean, I like it. It doesn't really affect me because I hate runecrafting, but I guess I'll try it out because it's like pretty, like if you're, like playing, to your best, I guess, you can get like really good experience rates.
What's your most hated skill? Is it runecrafting?
Runecrafting or agility.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with agility. It makes me want to blow my brains out.
See, the one thing with agility, though, whenever I'm doing it, I'm always like, all right, every level will constantly be benefiting me, Like, that's the thing. Like, if you have 70 agility, like, 99% of the things you do, it's helping you out because of the run. Like, that run energy, like, regeneration, but, like, runecrafting is such a fucking dumb skill, man.
I don't mind runecrafting, only because the only time I runecraft is when I need money, so... you're kind of... It's good money, but it's slow as fuck experience.
Yeah, the only time I runecraft is for quests. And I think one time I did it for cosmics. I needed X amount of cosmics, and I didn't have enough money to buy them. So
I tried to do that once. Like, I went through, semi-Iron Man. Like, I'm trying to do everything myself. So I do cosmics to charge some orbs.
Yeah, that's what I did, pretty much.
Oh, man, I was so dumb. I was level 40 for runecrafting, so I could do nature runes, but I was still doing cosmics, and I was using the Abyss. So
nice.
If you don't know, the Abyss is something that it's in the wilderness, like level 5 or 6, and this guy will teleport you, and it'll have almost every single rune that you can runecraft, but there's things that kill you. It's tough because you can get PK'd because it drains your prayer and it skulls you. So, it's a kind of nice place for PKers to sit and get a free glory. Sometimes more. I've seen people bring other shit. They're crazy.
Yeah.
But, anyways, if you don't know, the reason why that's dumb is because nature runes sell for a lot more than cosmic runes, and I would make just as many nature runes as I would have cosmics, so I could have easily just sold the nature runes, bought cosmics, had money left over. Or runecrafted less.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is pretty cool, though, because, as you said, runecrafting sucks if you want experience. Money, it's nice, it's not bad. But I think with this, you're probably... your only reason you're going to be doing this is for experience, right? Because it'd be much more efficient just to blast out nature runes instead of hoping to get, a nature rune? You're getting two times experience, but you're not getting 2 times the runes.
Yeah, if your goal is just nature runes, I mean, I guess it's good to do it till 44. And then swap over. Like, it does give you more options.
I'm just saying for money, if let's say you're runecrafting for money, you don't get, like, for me, when I runecraft, it's for money, so I don't really focus on the experience, and then I'll be like, oh, look at me, I runecrafted for 10 hours and gained 10k experience. Oh, wow, that's pretty bad, but luckily I have 5 mil.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, but yeah. So yeah, I think this is good, because this gives people a way that, they can focus more on, just leveling up and not, gaining some wealth. You'll gain some wealth as well. But don't forget, you're also going to be probably drinking stamina potions, probably eating food or praying. So you got to take that into account for how much money, and you got to be traded in 20 runes to, Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And, what are your thoughts on combining the Artie Cloak 4 with the Max Cape?
I'm finally, happy that my Max Cape finally is getting some use. I can actually wear it now. The sweet Artie Cape or Artie Cloak combination. I don't know.
I don't know. I find that kind of devalues the Max Cape a little bit.
So wait, because I know you can use the Fire Cape on the Max Cape. Can you also use the Cloak with it too?
No, I don't think so. It's
fucking lame.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Max Cape? No, sorry. I'm thinking because the Max Cape has every, special trait, little perk that each cape gives you. So if you don't know when you get a Max Cape, when this first released, man, do you remember when this was first released? Were you playing at the time?
I don't think I was playing at this time.
Dude, oh man, this was an awesome update because I was not even close, but you just suddenly saw all these people wearing all these different capes. And I remember you would go around being like, man, can I please see the emotion? Just
I thought you were talking about when Max Cape.
No, not Max Cape.
Sorry, I remember when skill capes and shit came out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is super badass, and there's always that one skill you had never seen, like whether it was construction, smithing, or fire making. But when you saw them, you'd be like, "Oh shit! Look at this motherfucker!" You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember running from Sears Village to Artie. And I just saw a bunch of white dots near the ranging guild, and I kind of run by, and I see some dude spamming the strength emote.
Oh.
And he's lifting the weights, and all these little noobs wow, that's so cool. And I remember being man, that's fucking awesome. And I went and stole cakes or some shit. But I remember that being super awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And but when they were released, they didn't have these little perks. I'm almost certain they didn't have these little perks. I could be wrong because I never had one. But I'm 99% sure. Can you, do you agree? Or
I think if you equipped it, say the strength cape, it made your strength 100 out of 99.
Yeah, okay, that's what it also could do. It could make your skill 1 extra level. Yeah, but it never gave you a perk as it has now.
I think it did that in the beginning. I'm not too sure, but I don't, the crafting cape didn't, teleport you to the crafting guild and stuff.
Yeah.
That's, new. It's pretty new.
Yeah, thought so. So, yeah, as he said, every skill cape has a little perk that, crafting, as the examples he gave, and every one has something like that. They're not all teleporting. Some are little things. Some are almost useless, but whatever. When you get the Max Cape can do every single one of those perks, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's a huge ass menu with every, right click it and go to skills, and then it says click magic skill cape. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really looked into the Max Cape because I don't see myself ever getting one.
Yeah, it doesn't benefit too many people, but I'm glad it's in the game because it's cool to see once in a while.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we'll just move on, but before we do, I meant to talk about this before, but do you got any RuneScape stories from when you were a kid? Anything funny that you can think of? The first thing when I say
okay, yeah. Do you remember, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about when I start saying this, but do you remember when you found out about, red, wave 2 and that type of shit?
Yeah, okay.
See, I remember seeing people doing that all the time, and I remember being oh, like, yo, do you know how to do this? I saw this guy doing it in, like, World 2. And either you knew or you Googled it or something and you told me how to do it. And then during that same time, you taught me what print screen was, like screenshotting and how to, like, save them and shit.
Yeah, okay.
And I remember running around, like, all of RuneScape, just, like, cause, like, I was, like, pretty new to members when I figured all this out. And I would just say, like, my in-game name was here or some stupid shit in, like, you know, Flash 4, like, Wave 3, like, and I would just take screenshots all over the place.
Okay.
And you probably know where I'm going with this, but I was at the Taverley, like, Druids. If, like, you know, that circle of Druids or whatever, near the Witch's House quest. And I ran there. I think I had just finished Initiate's quest or whatever. The Initiate quest. I can't speak right now.
I know what story you're talking about. I actually think you were in the Falador in the White Knights Square.
Maybe it was that. Maybe I just got in the White Knight armor or something. I had just gotten some sort of armor and I ran. No, I was definitely in the Taverley one because I remember this. Okay. Yeah, because I remember I ran there.
Or maybe you were, yeah.
Because that was like one of my most I thought that spot was so sick and kill the druids and shit. And I like
Chaos Druids or the
druids at Taverley. You know,
above
near
ground.
the Witch's House. They're not Chaos Druids. They're just like whatever. And there's like a little prayer altar like circle thing there.
Gotcha. Yep.
And I was there and I like took a screenshot being like you know, like Deegan was here pretty much. And then I saved it, didn't think anything of it. And then at some point you're going through all of her screenshots like months later and you're like, yo, Deegan, look at this. And we look at the picture and just like point at the screen. And there was some dude training there when I took that screenshot. And so as I took that screenshot, he's like dead, like he's red barred, like curled up on the ground. Like half a second later, his items would have been there and he would have been in Lumbee. And I like took a screenshot at the most perfect moment of him dying, but I didn't even like notice him dying. I just ran away from all of his shit. And I've just always thought that was so funny.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was back in the day when you died. You lost all your items except for the 3.
Yeah, it was just
everything, untradables and everything.
It would just drop. Yeah, and like I just really want to know what was going through that guy's head. Like, he's killing these guys. Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. And as he's dying, it's like Deegan was here. And it's like, oh shit,
you stole my stuff. You probably walked back and saw all of it still sitting there, being like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't message me or anything, but whatever.
Yeah. So I thought of one, and actually it's kind of similar, but it starts off the way yours ends. Oh shit! Dropped my headphones. Okay, so this was back in the Hill Giants, and I was a member at the time, and I was just training there. I don't remember what level I was, but I had full rune. So, but at that point you could be a level fucking 60 and still have full rune.
Yeah, and
I was training with this guy, and this dude basically wearing the same shit. He dies, and he drops everything. So I pick it up, and he runs back, and you know, the nice guy I am, you know, I give it back. I'm like, dude, no problem. I've been there, and I never got my stuff, and it sucks. He's like, cool, add me, let's be friends and stuff. And I was like, sweet man, no problem. And you know, we start playing together and talking and stuff, and eventually become, you know, close enough friends where he's like, oh, let's call each other. Let's talk on the phone. You know, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so this old man calls me. No, I'm just kidding. I call this, you know, same age as me. I was probably, you know, 11 or 12, 13, something like that. And we're just talking on the phone, and we're like, hey, man, we should get it's not. You'd see a lot of people wearing just like certain setups because the fashion skate was at its strongest at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we wanted to be kind of, you know, we wanted to be, what's the word?
Swaggin'?
Shitty version of someone who's rocking like full dragon.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we thought this looked cool, and then actually when I got all of it, it looked so fucking stupid. It will. Anyways, so we decided, we're gonna get a dragon medium helmet. Dragon medium helmets are about 1 mil at this point. Let's get them. That's gonna be the biggest thing we're gonna spend, but we're gonna get that, and that's, you know, fucking dragon medium helmet, dude. Full helmet's not out at this point. So, you know, I buy a dragon medium helmet, you know, and buying things would take forever because there's no grand exchange. You have to haggle, and
Yeah.
half the time you can trade items. I'll give you 3 D
Yeah.
longs for a D med. So D medium helmet. We're gonna get a black mystic robe top, which was about 200k, I think. We were gonna get a Zamrock kite shield. So you can see where this is going. This is simulating the dragon chain,
Yeah.
simulating the dragon square. The Zamrock shield, that must have been, I don't know, what'd you say, 500k? Let's go 500k.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get Zamrock legs, probably another 500k. We're gonna get, I think it was just a D skim, and basically that little setup. So it's not that much, but it was like 2 mil, and I'm like, fuck, man, that's gonna take months of wood cutting. So anyways, I wood cut it and stuff. And we're talking on the phone a lot, and he's like, hey, man, I can't remember how he talks me into this, but he's just like, yo, let's play on each other's accounts for a bit. And I was like, oh, okay, let's do that, man. We, for some reason, every now and then we'll play on each other's accounts. I don't know what I'm going to do on your account, but yeah, sure. So he would go on my account every now and then, and I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he would literally go on and play it sometimes. He wouldn't steal stuff or anything like that, but I'd go on, I'd be moved. I'd be like, or I'd try to go on here to be on, so I'd have to log on his account and be like, yo, can you get off? And he'd get off.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this goes on, and then one day I log on and I almost had the full set of the armor, but I think I was missing like the Zamrock pieces, and I had Gothic's rune pieces instead.
Yeah.
Anyways, everything was gone, and I was like, no, like that's devastating at that age. I was like, my whole world. I was like, no, you know how long I worked for that shit? Like, fucking stole that. So then I, called the dude, and I was like, man, I'm missing everything. And he's like, dude, so am I. And I was like, no way. He's like, you didn't steal it, did you? I'm like, dude, go on my account right now. You won't even see it. It's like, all right, man, fuck, I gotta try to figure this one out. This is a doozy. So I'm just like, yeah, man, no problem. I don't even think I even went on his account. Maybe I went on his account to check, but I was like, fuck, man, we both got burned. So we keep playing, we start building it up again. We're still trying to get it, and we get kind of close to it. And then I go to log on, and like my password was different.
Yeah.
So then I like called him up or something, and I got my account back. I had to use recovery questions, and I went on, and all my stuff was gone again. And I was like, dude, man, you stole my stuff. And I was like, I was just on your account, and like, you weren't missing everything. And I didn't take any. Well, you couldn't even log on 2 accounts. You had to like drop trade stuff and trade it to other people. So I was like, man, what the fuck? Like, you're not losing everything. Did you steal all my stuff? He's like, no, I didn't, but I think my brother did. So then his brother comes on the phone. He's like, yeah, man, I stole all your stuff. And I was like, give back that shit. Like, give back my fucking, or I'll come over there and, well, I'm not going to do anything because you live like in another country. So I was like, man, please, can I talk to your brother? He just puts his little brother. I was like, did you talk to him? I was like, can you get him to give it back? He's like, I'll try. I'm like, tell your mom. He's like, okay, I'll try to do that. I was like, I'm going to change my password now to go back on. And eventually he asked if we go back on. I gave it to him again. And I had at this point, I fucking totally squashed the idea of building up all that armor and stuff.
Yep.
And he ended up just like taking all my stuff like almost instantly. I was like, dude, what the fuck? And I don't think I was ever able to talk to him again because I don't think he ever answered my phone calls and stuff.
Jesus Christ.
But I got burned so many times by the same person, and I was just like, it was as simple as not giving my account away, but I kept doing it. And when I look back at it, I got scammed a bunch. I was a very trustworthy person. That's probably why I have fucking trusting issues now.
Fucking RuneScape.
Fucking RuneScape gave me PTSD.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got hacked. Well, kind of hacked. I got scammed. I got I would just die a lot and lose all my items because I just wasn't paying attention. I'd be on other sites.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you could kind of minimize 2 screens, put them next to each other. So I'd minimize. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Whatever. Anyways, I never got a lot of money on RuneScape back in the day. I think it's because I wasn't efficient. And on top of that, whenever I got something, I just fucking lost it somehow. There's also...
I was gonna say, besides like the D-Men shit, do you remember what your first like big goal to buy something was? Do you remember like the first thing you actually saved up for it to like buy that was like expensive?
It was probably like a rune 2-hander, like something, and like rune plate and stuff. I remember having a rune chain and finally being able to trade like somebody my rune chain in some money for it. And I was like, finally I got full rune.
I remember like one of the first, because the way when like I remember you got me like into RuneScape, and like like my best buddy at the time. His name was Nick. Like, man, me and him were like such good buddies. And I'm like, oh man, my brother showed me a sweet game, blah 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 blah. And he had 2 computers, and well, he had 3, but like 2 computers that like were pretty much his. And so like we'd go over and we'd like play so much Scape at his house, and yeah, like man, we played so much. And one of our first like moments, pretty much getting off of Tutorial Island, we were just like running around exploring the game and like, oh, this is so cool, blah 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 blah. And we like got to Varrock or something, and we saw some dude in full rune trimmed, just like normal trim. And I remember me thinking like that was the fucking coolest armor ever. And he had like the Fremenic. Yeah, he just like the regular trimmed armor.
But did he trim yours?
No. I had a wooden sword at this point. That was my whole net worth. Or a bronze sword and a wooden shield. But and he got like the cyan like Fremenic cloak and the boots and stuff. And I like remember thinking I was so badass, and like that was like my childhood goal for so long. Just like, I'm gonna get that. And like my friend Nick like didn't really like it. He just like, I don't know, just did whatever he wanted to. And we both like ended up getting members at one point. And like cause I bought like 1 month of membership, and I remember like us like getting tribal masks, or he got 2 and gave one to me, so we'd run around.
Oh, the tribal masks. I remember seeing them for the first time and being like, fuck, that's sick.
I remember me and him were trying so hard to buy dragon longswords and get them, and someone ended up just giving one to him for free, and I got super fucking jealous about it, and he got 60 attack and was just like using a special all the time, and I was always super jealous. But
yo man, check out this special, look how high I hit. And you just like
6. Like,
I'm gonna go train somewhere else.
Yeah. But yeah, so at some point, like, yeah, I started doing my own thing on RS, he starts doing his own thing, because like he would just like quote-unquote merchant the whole time. So, as in, he'd buy full rune, kill things for 20 minutes, sell it for like 10k less, and then buy like a ranging setup.
All the time.
I never did that. I've always like, this is my magic gear, this is my range gear, this is my meal, you know what I mean? And it was all like way shittier than his. Like all of his stuff was way higher quality, but like, you know, I could do anything whenever I wanted to. And, I don't know, at some point, like, he continued paying for membership and I didn't. And like, I had like 3 days left. And at this point, like, we had just both gotten full rune. Or like, he was wearing full rune and I had just had enough money to buy it. And, I remember because I didn't know how to make money, and I like literally was like, Dylan, how do you make money in this game? How can you give me some? And you're like, I don't know, you're always at magic trees, and you're like, yo, just woodcut. So then I remember like woodcutting to use. I remember like that was the only time I actually grinded straight for a stat, and I went straight from like, I don't know, 30 woodcutting up to use. And I like put a couple in my bank, so when I became like free to play, I could just, you know, be my full rune and just, you know, cut use and make money.
Yeah.
And then, oh, sorry, I should go back a bit. Me and my buddy did Heroes Quest together. Okay. And the one reason why I really want to do Heroes Quest is because you can get the cyan gloves, like the ice gloves.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like part of my dream set, so I had those gloves.
Dude, that goes like hand in hand with the rune trimmed.
Yeah, exactly, right? And that was like my Fashionscape, like, goal. Like, oh man, I fucking love that set so much. And I ran a membership, and I remember like woodcutting used like every day after school for so goddamn long. I had like 600k worth, and at this point, like, never had that much money in my stack of U-logs was worth everything like times 2. It was like U-logs, rune like set, and then from there it's like, you know, Addy, like dagger. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
And I remember at this point, rune sets were 250k, and full rune trimmed was 1 mil, at least in free to play. And I remember, I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I was at like 600k at the time, and like 600k worth of logs, and this dude was like I was talking to some guy, and he was like a level like 90 at the time. That's super high for me, right? Like, I'm pretty much base 40 stats in my combat. Like, I'm super newbie. And he was like asking like, oh, what's up? And I'm like telling him I'm trying to save up for this like what's it called? Like rune trimmed. And he's like, oh yeah, like how close are you? I'm like, man, like I have 600k like worth of views. Like, oh, I'm so excited, I can't wait to sell them. Blah 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 blah. And he's like, yo, you should sell your rune armor. I'm like, all right, I'm down. He's like, yeah, like they go for 200k, but I'll buy it off you for 400k. And I'm like, no way, you do that? He's like, yeah, man, like, I'll do that, like, help you out, man. Like, you seem like you work really hard, you really deserve it. So I'm like, oh, I'm down. We run to the bank, he gets his money, I get, like, my rune trim, like, in my inventory. Trade it to all of them, like, trade all my shit to him. He puts in 400k and starts throwing in pieces of bread and random shit like that. And I'm going, oh my, I'm getting free food too. Except, he hits accept, and he just logs off afterwards. And I'm like, what? Why did he just, I didn't even get to thank him. I look at my stack, and I have 40k. He fucking, like, swapped the money out. And this is before it would tell you that people, like, fuck with your, like, with their stacks and their inventory. And so I had no rune, like, 640k. Like, the guy fucking scanned me so hard. I remember I added him, and I was like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get this rune trimmed anyways. I don't care. I'm gonna sit here and do it. And I, like, end up buying the rune trimmed, and, like, a month or two later, he logs on. I'm like, hey, man, like, it's been so long. I remember, like, being all friendly to him and shit. And he's like, yo, we should meet up and hang out again. We go and meet up at, like, Falador or something. I'm in full rune trimmed, and I'm just like, haha, you're about to get banned. You scammed me 2 months ago. And I reported him and fucking walked away.
Oh, nice.
Thinking I'm like, I totally got him, but that doesn't do shit. Like, oh... I remember thinking, like, oh, I got him. Got him 2 months later, but fucking nothing. Definitely nothing happened of that. But I ended up getting that set, and I was, like, the most ball-in free-to-play player ever. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's always the good feels when you're fucking top dog of the free-to-play.
That was, like, my first big goal, and that's, like, pretty much what really got me into RS after getting that, pretty much.
Here's a good one. Okay, I just want to say one more quick little story. Okay, so... I had two friends. One's a real-life friend. One's a person who attempted to catfish everyone, but everyone already knew that girl was a guy. Bam! Now you're on page. Okay, so we'll call person I know in real life Sean, and we'll call the man-girl Slayer 19. I'm pretty sure that was her actual names. Anyways, so this person... We were all kind of friends with it, and this person was always like, told us it was a girl, but on MSN he would send you a picture, and it was always someone different, and we all knew, but they were kind of a high level. So at this point, if they were like level 96, so you kind of got a band together.
Yeah.
So we didn't even really care. They weren't, they were whatever. So we're all chilling, and then my one friend Sean, he has like a party hat, and he has like a Santa hat. At this point, Santa hats, I think, like 30 mil, party hats 110 mil, the purple party hat. Yep. And then the Slayer 19 finally gets a Santa hat, and they've been like working their ass. They sold all their items for it, and we all like really, we're all pretty close. We trust each other. We would all kind of lend each other shit if we needed to. We're like, hey, yo, I just got full D hair off. Do you want to wear it and like try it out? And like, yeah, sure, and I'll return it. So this Slayer person, Sean, was like, hey, can I borrow your Santa hat? I just want to take a picture. Then I sold mine. She's like, okay. So the Slayer gives Sean the Santa hat, and he just logs off. And I'm sitting. I was there, and then Slayer's just like, he's gonna come back, right? I was like, yeah, he's just fucking around. And I like talking to him with MS. I'm like, yo, you coming back, right? He's like, nah. And I was like, what the fuck? Did you just steal that? He's like, yeah. And I was like, what? Wait, what the fuck? So I knew him in real life. So I'm just like, okay. So I tell the person, yeah, I don't think he's gonna be giving it back. And he's like, what? Oh, come on, man, you gotta talk to him. Like, you guys go to school together. You just bring it up at school. And I was like, yeah, all right. So that I would like go to school and was like, yo, the Slayer's really upset. It's like, all right, I'll add them. So you would add them, and they'd be like, Sean, man, come on. Like, how's it going? Let's not be like this. She's like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. And she's like, okay, can I get my Santa back? And he's like, no. And he just...
Oh my god.
They would stay friends, and he would just he just kept it and sold it, and the person would still talk to him, just didn't give him stuff anymore, but
that's so fucked up.
Anyways, moral of the story. Enough said. If you're out there, I'm gonna fucking come find you and punch you in the throat when you're sleeping.
God damn it.
Fucking hacked me 3 times.
Wait, was Nuff said the guy that fucking sold me full pirate for like 40k in the wilderness?
I can't.
One of your
remember.
friends did that. I saw Full Pirate was like, yo, I want to buy it. And one of your friends was like, I'll sell it to him for $40K. Meet me in the wilderness. And I thought I was going to get scammed. And because I thought he said meet me in the wilderness, it was a good deal. And then he just fucking ripped me off for $40K.
I might have been someone else. I don't think he was like smart enough to do that. And I was still young at this point, so you know, the guy was a fucking idiot. But I was even dumber because I got hacked 3 times from him. Not even hacked.
Yeah.
Just gave away shit.
But the innocent days.
Oh, that was our way back of the week. Do you want to take a quick little break?
Yeah, sure.
I need some water. Okay, we will be right back. Alright, and we're back. You know, I went outside to take my dog out just to take a whiz real quick. And, so my girlfriend is really into Halloween, and she's, like, going hard since we, bought our first house. She can finally go ham on the exterior. So she has all these little mannequin things decorated, and they look pretty realistic. Like, they have them sitting in chairs and stuff, and sometimes I walk up and I have to do, like, a little double take, like, what the fuck? And to dress them, she's kind of using my clothes and some of her clothes, but mainly mine because my clothes are bigger. And a lot of them were like my old work clothes or clothes I don't wear anymore. But there's a few pieces of clothing which I was just like, I don't think we should use that. And she'd be like, but it really fits well. So, first example, and I had to put my foot down because she had, it's even hard to say this. I can't. Anyways, she had my rave pants outside. My fucking rave pants. So I got these, a few years back, I went through this really short phase of listening to, the whole EDM music and going to raves and festivals and shit. So I bought these pants and they were like $200 and I got them shipped from Australia and they were like handmade. They're called hot pants or like hot wave pants or something. They're like these huge, almost parachute pants with suspenders, and they have all these reflectors and weird lights. Terrible investment. I wore them a few times and I haven't touched them since. But I like having them there because it's fucking so stupid that I bought them. It's always great to bust them out every once in a while. Fucking $200. So anyways, I'm a little conflicted. So I get a call today, and she's like, oh my god. It's actually a voicemail. And she's like, I left your voicemail, you need to listen to it. So I listened to it, and she's like, okay, so I saw, I walked by, and this, one of our neighbors, kind of down from another street, they're young people, and like, she walks by, and he was with some friends, and like, she walks in, and she was having a cigarette, and they're like, hey, can we bum a smoke off you? She's like, I don't have any more on me. Okay, no problem. Continue walking, and then she says, she gives me a call, and she's like, when I came back home, I noticed on the mannequins that your extra pair, like my old pair of steel-toed boots were missing. And
what the fuck?
She's like, I think one of them stole it. And, oh my god, like, you were right. Like, good thing you took your pants in. Like, I'll make sure I don't put out anything too expensive. Like, I'll make sure, stuff like that. I'll be more safe. I shouldn't be so, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to the voicemail, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, well, first things first. I got a text message this morning from a guy I work with, and he asked if I could bring extra pairs of my steel-toe boots. So on the way out, I snagged them and brought it to him. So then I was like thinking, I'm like, do I fess up? Hey, it wasn't one of them. I don't think it is. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But then I was like, or maybe I just won't. I'll be like, oh my god, really? Good thing it was my old steel-toed, and this, this way I don't have to worry about my shit. My good shit being put outside. So I gotta go pick her up in a couple hours, and I don't really know what direction I'm gonna go. But fuck, man, all I know is that if I can only choose one way, because if I can't lie about, oh my god, they stole them? Those fucking bastards. Those fucking.
Oh, I'm
hoodlums.
so angry. Oh, thank God. I took up my rave pants, so.
Yeah, and I can't, 3 days, down the road be like, oh, I got my steel-toed boots back, by the way. I actually took them for my, my buddy.
Yeah.
for work.
I'd probably just tell her you took them and whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure her out.
And then
What do you
you'd
want
be
to
like-
talk about?
Okay, yeah.
No, what do you want to say?
I was gonna say you can just tell her the truth and be like, "But see how you felt? That could have been real."
Yeah,
Just say that.
it could have been a real event.
Yeah. Win-win.
You've seen Arrested Development
Yeah.
when they whenever the dad tries to teach them lessons as a kid, and they're always super extreme ones. So
Yeah.
I'll just go over it real quick. Guy has his hand cut off in a taxi, and they're rushing to the hospital, and like the kids are there, and they're like, "We have to go. He's gonna die." They get to the hospital, and the dad's there, and be like, "That's why you don't, drink all the milk."
Yeah, like something fucking super ridiculous.
Yeah, as in
Yeah.
like the guy lost his hand going to go get milk for them or something. Anyways, what do you
Yeah,
want to talk
anyways.
about this week?
So, I think it's a constant issue with, not really an issue, but
Everything's an issue.
it shouldn't actually be an issue. Let me restart this. I think it's, like RuneScape's in like a really weird position. Like it's good and bad, but just with like how Jagex communicates with everyone. So I just kind of like get your opinion on like how Jagex, like how you feel about like how they communicate with us and like with the whole like everything's pulled pretty much, and they're super like transparent. Like they talk to like pretty much everyone, but they don't really say much. They don't really go too much in detail. So yeah, I just want to know what you how you feel as them as like a
Well,
communication wise.
it's hard because first off, like when you talk about Jagex's communication, the way that they deal with the community,
Yeah.
but then what gets lumped into discussion is the community and how is the community in general. Because I think Jagex has an awesome, relationship with the people that play, their consumers.
Yep.
It really feels like they care about the game, and you get to know their personalities. So it's like it's more than that. You know the people making the game, which is I find that kind of weird. That like I watch some of their live streams. You see them on Reddit and stuff like that, and you get to know how each guy is. I played tons of games. World of Warcraft, League of Legends, and with League of Legends, the only person you really know is the spokespeople.
Yeah,
know what
like
I mean?
the shoutcasters and whatnot.
Yeah, the shoutcasters and the people who do like videos and stuff like that. But in like World of Warcraft, I have no fucking clue who the hell is making the game. And honestly, I've never done any research, but at the same time, I don't do research on the Jagex mods either. It's just
Yeah,
there.
they're just always there.
If you're trying to stay up to date with the game, you're just staying up to date with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go over it quick because we'll go back, we'll bounce this off each other. But so the way they handle, like the way they are, is basically pretty good for the most part. The only criticism I would say is sometimes I think they should just be just say, put their foot down and just say, I don't give a like. For the most part, don't care about the backlash we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Sort of. See, it's hard to say that because they have let us down in the past.
Yeah.
Comes
EOC.
I mean, just with old school RuneScape.
Yeah, I know.
Like Zaya coming out as a square. It's coming together now, and it's good. But see, that's the thing. It's changed because of their interaction with the community.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it shows they actually give a shit about the game.
Yeah.
The problem is that the community sometimes, for an example, if you ever go on the subreddit, you'll always see people saying, one, oh my god, I got banned for something I never done. I never bought it, but I was banned for botting. Or two, I got banned for crying around a streamer named Emily. And I got banned for just being around her, streamer favoritism. And, stuff like that comes up, and then a big uproar happens with the subreddit community where they start going like, what the fuck? Jagex is fucked up. They're abusing powers. This is basically like North Korea. They're fucking just banning people because they like this streamer and they don't want people crying around them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, tons of people jump on it, and you're seeing tons of posts make it up to the front, and then Jagex eventually goes, bam, here's some of the people we banned, and here's their chat history. And you see some of the most racist and ridiculous shit, and you're like, okay, so this guy's just a fucking idiot. Like, this guy's just a dick. Like, he might have got whatever. So you can see the issue is like, I feel bad for them because so often they're like, okay, we have to release this because, you know, the community wants to see it and we have to prove that we're right. It sounds weird that sometimes Jagex has to prove why they're right.
Yeah.
And then, again, sometimes you might have a touch of a streamer biased when you're interacting with the community as much as you do. And that's impossible to ignore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course they're going to have a little bit of a streamer biased.
Yeah, they're the ones that get people into the game.
Yeah, there's an argument to be made for that. But you can see how, you know, some people are going to... Well, you know, you could with isolated incidents, you could point out why the issue Jagex has, but on a whole, I think Jagex is pretty alright.
Yeah.
I like it. I think they do a really good job with everything.
Yeah, like, the way they interact, just, like, person to person to, like, the community, and, like, you know, they'll comment on a Reddit post, like, it's good. Like, you don't see, like, any companies, like, really communicate as much as, like, Jagex does. Like, shit, like, so many times, like, some of the mods will make offhand remarks. They just go on the subreddit and, like, they'll just, you know, like, they're not even at work, they're at home on the weekend or something, and they're, like, going through people's feedback or memes or whatever. But they're still, like, taking time out of their day to comment and talk to people and whatever. Even though, like, you know, a lot of them can be jokes, but, yeah, no, they're still, like, they're, like, active members in the community, even though they're, like, developing the game.
And the difference I find with them between other games, so I played the Destiny, and they would have, you know, a mod in there, and if you play Destiny, you're probably familiar with a mod named Deej, or a developer, but his job was, like, you know, the community relationship. I can't think of the actual name of that job, but that was his job. With Jagex, it feels more natural, and they do it because they want to. Like, they're just sitting at home, or they're sitting on the toilet, and they're viewing the subreddit because it's fun.
Yeah. And, like, that's really nice. Like, it's good to have, like, mods that clearly are, like, interested in their game and their player base, but I'm also kind of conflicted with, like, it really, like, you can see that it kind of fucks with some of the decision making. And, like, a lot of it is, like, you can see how, like, every little update they want to poll. Like, they're just polling everything. You know, every week there's, like, 50 things, you know, you vote yes or no to. Which is nice.
Sometimes they don't pull things, though, and that's the thing. Sometimes you're just like, but why didn't you pull this? I'm not saying this should have been pulled, but I'm using this as an argument why some other things should not be pulled and should just be done.
Well, like, there are some things that, like, the things they don't pull are just, like, the random quality of life. It's like you right-click and then this option's moved here or something. Like, random things that, like no one gives a shit about, right? Like, it's just kind of there. But I feel like in terms of, like, big updates... the community in general is, like, pretty split, and there's so much, like, like, they just kind of hurt each other. Like, there's the PKing community and the PVMing community, and I feel like,
dude,
if something,
within, the Jagex, wait, let me just cut it. The thing with, like, the Jagex hierarchy, there's so many, quote, teams. Old School RuneScape versus RS3, and then within Old School RuneScape, you got PVM versus PvP.
Yeah, but, like, RS3 doesn't really affect on how, like, Old School is made, like, is developed, but I feel like within the community, if you were just to split the game into, like, two people, PVMing, PKing, just, you know, lump people into two groups, like, there are instances where, like, a poll that will, like, change the way PKing works or, like, add something into it gets voted no, and then that, like, so many people from that community take that, like, personally, and they think that, like, oh, because they don't PK, they don't think that should happen. So now when a PVM update comes out, I'm gonna vote no, because fuck those guys. And, like, that shit happens all the time, and, like, it kind of, I mean, I guess because they're so, like, you know, in tune with the community, they don't want to just be like, alright, you know, Teleblock's now free to play, which it should be free to play, but it's not gonna get passed because, like, just the communities, they're fucking assholes, right? Like, everyone, like, not everyone, but there are people that just say, oh, I don't PK, I want to just do my clue scroll out in the wilderness, even though, you know, it doesn't matter. I want to do something out in the wilderness, and I don't think free-to-play should be able to teleblock or something, or devalues my magic, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it just, like, stupid little, like, reasonings just to vote no, but, like, it doesn't affect them at all.
that specific situation.
No, I know, but like
me off. No, I'm just saying that. That's
like stupid little things like that, where like things that should pass don't, and it's just because like people don't care, or they'll just say no just to spite someone else. Like it's a little ridiculous, and I do think like part of that issue though is also that like the way they pull things is like should these raid armors be introduced in the new raid, and then like that's it. Like they don't give you stats, they don't give you drop rate, they don't tell you anything. They just say
they don't say, hey, what about this armor or this armor?
Yeah,
or this
they're
armor.
just so general that people are scared, and then they just vote no. Like I was I was unsure. I voted yes just because like I mean I'm gonna hope for the best, but like I shouldn't have that. Like you might as well just not pull it, and like at that point, because like no one knows what's gonna happen. Like they're not that specific, and
the problem is when you spin that, they have been non-specific and they've given us kind of like shit.
Yeah,
sort of. Like Last Man Standing. I've tried to play that a bunch of times, and there's not enough people there.
Yeah.
There's nobody doing fucking competitive. If you want to go bet some money, good luck. Nobody's doing it.
Yeah.
There's one world, and there's not even enough people to fucking form a casual game. Like,
and like, see, that's the thing. That's the weird thing. The one time they were super like, we're pushing this out. We don't give a shit. Everyone's saying Last Man Standing's not ready, and they put it out anyways. Like that's one of the few times that they should have, waited. But they really had to have that out. So they went and pushed it out, changed the way like HP works, how your health bars work and stuff, or they look, I should say, not work, but whatever. And like sure, okay, whatever. Like we can like let that one go. We'll just keep it as like a little meme and just joke about it. But they're like super transparent in some things, but then when it comes to like actual content that like really affects the game, they don't even mention that much stuff. Like with the Orion altar, or however you say that thing, Orinian, whatever. I think it's Mod Kieran or whoever showed like a 3-minute demonstration of it, and then from those 3 minutes, he was like, "Yeah, you look at these 3 minutes. That's 41k experience an hour," and like that is like that's really not an accurate measurement of experience. Like
I don't think that should be as much as an issue because you can always tune that down.
Yeah, you can always change it, but like Winter Todd, for example, like that fucked like seed prices like so hard, like
temporarily it'll bounce back up,
but they'll always stay a little bit lower. That's the thing. Like they won't like go back to its original. Like they might. I doubt it though. Like
it'll probably get back up there because you got to remember people are panic selling.
It'll go up there, but like it won't be the same. I mean, maybe they should have more. Maybe it's better for the game, but
noticeable.
They've had multiple times where they release like a boss or an update and they change loot tables like Slayer, and they're like extremely overpowered, but they don't mention. They just say like, oh well, do you guys want us to buff certain monsters like in terms of drop? Yep. And then it's like, hey, these are now like Kuresks or whatever drop crazy good items and like they're noted and blah 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 blah. And if they were to like add like these are what drops we're thinking about adding to the table or buffing, and they gave specifics, that would actually give everyone like time to like really look at it and be like, no, that's too much or that's not enough, whatever. Just I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel like they should like.
I think it comes down to when I said earlier, them putting their foot down. For instance, like for the Iranian, that's the thing. They're not consistent with anything. Nothing in this fucking game is consistent.
Yeah.
So, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So,
for things like that, if they should, they talk about the Iranian altar. I don't think they need to tell you how good the money's going to be or how good the experience is going to be. You can kind of figure that out. That's kind of the fun. I actually don't like it when they show. But at the same time, when it goes out, if they see like, oh shit, this is kind of way over-tuned, or wait, maybe this isn't tuned enough, they should just hot fix it and tinker it with it as needed. Because like that, the reason they don't though, in my opinion, the reason I think they don't is because they're afraid the community is going to, a lot of people are going to be like, what the fuck? Why did you nerf Zulrah a little bit? Okay, Zulrah drops a lot of money. Every drop is worth almost 100k.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will say a little overtuned because it's consistent money and it's a boss. Most bosses aren't consistent money.
Yeah.
So you get chance of getting one big drop good luck on getting that.
Yeah.
But with Zulrah, a little overtuned. So this is where they should put the foot down and be like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to remove some of their, magic logs. We'll take that out, and we'll take this out, and you know what I mean? Or they will tune it this way and that way. And, bam, put that out, and we'll kind of monitor a bit, and we'll tinker with it as needed. But, of course, people are going to bitch. People fucking will bitch about everything. But then, and I just want to say the consistency part is sometimes they give us a great update. Sometimes they give us a half-assed update. Sometimes they're super transparent about something. Sometimes they're super general about something. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? So,
like, I was just gonna say, like, the one thing that kind of worries me is that, like, they take the community's opinion. Like, they do, like, it's a pretty, like, yeah, like, the community's got, like, a really heavy opinion, and, they weigh that, like, pretty well, which is good. But it can also be bad because, really good example, I never noticed this until I heard, like, people talking about it on like, the subreddit, actually, how when PJing was a really bad issue in Deadman mode and everyone complained about it, some dude made a post being like, let's add PJ timers, and he, like, this is what we need, this is how it's gonna work, blah, 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 like, you hit them once, 10-second timer, or whatever, and neither of these guys can get attacked, and, like, everyone's, like, upvoting and being like, yeah, like, that's such a good idea, like, this is what we need, blah, 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 and, people are, like, throwing in their PJ timer, like, opinions and saying, like, yeah, this is really good. And then you would see some people, and actually, like, one of the links the guy linked, some dude got, like, 50 downvotes for this, and he said, like, if I can, like, I'm not gonna be able to quote it word for word, but it's pretty much like, we do need something like a PJ timer, but this is not how we do it. People are just going to make alternate accounts and just have them punch and train defense on their main accounts, and now they're going to sit there for 30 minutes to wait out their timer. And this, like minus 50 downvotes, and I remember being, like, totally mind-fucked, because that was, like, months ago, and, like, now that's, like, the biggest issue in Deadman mode right now is boxing. And, like, everyone's saying it's such a good idea, and then there's people, like, that actually PK and, like, are, like, really into the scene, and they're like, no, like, this is really scary. Like, sure, it kind of, like, defeats, like, clan man mode a bit, but now everyone's gonna be able to abuse it. You give your alt, a bond, you're gonna sit outside a GE with 5 bank keys, no risk at all. Like, this is actually gonna ruin it. Everyone's like, you're a fucking idiot, no. And then, like, that's the issue right now, and it's like, obviously, I don't have an opinion, I don't have, like, the right answer to fixing that issue specifically, but, like, no one did. And, like, I feel like Jagex really listened to the community for ideas like that.
But here's the thing, and this we could say, if it was really a big issue, you'd probably see more of it in the community. You know what I mean?
With boxing,
just whatever the issue is. If it's like a big issue, normally it's out. Like, people are talking about it.
But the issue that always, like, the thing that worries me is that, like, there's so many people that, like, aren't super informed, and, like, there's times where I made a comment on the subreddit, and someone, like, corrects me, and I'm like, shit, they're right, and I'll go out of my way to be like, yeah, you're right, like, I made this mistake, blah, 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 and I'll go and edit my post, or delete it, like, make sure that, like, if I have, like, bad information, I get it out there, like, get it, like, away from there, but there are people that, like, they're the first ones to post, they say that, they're, like, uninformed, and someone else reads it, they're also uninformed, they click upvote, and that's it. It's just, like, and then it just, people keep, like, upvoting or whatever. Someone says no, like, it's stupid, or that's wrong, and then, like, and it, like, it happens more often than you think.
But how can you can't even prevent that?
No, I'm just saying, like, exactly, right? But, I mean, like, that's why they really need to take that into account. Like, Jagex needs to take that into account when they're making changes pretty much off of, like, posts on the subreddit. Like, they really have to, like, make sure that they know what they're talking about. They have to, like, think about it themselves. Like, what will this cause, right? And, like, obviously they're like, working on the game more than they're playing it, so there's a lot of things they don't think of when they're making updates, but they need somebody that is able to, like...
They have a quality tester for that. They test it out, you know what I mean?
But... like, then they might need a new one or a better team, because there's...
Well, you gotta remember, they just picked up someone. So, I have no idea, what are you getting at?
The whole point I'm getting at is that, like, they don't, like, I don't know, they're very social, but when it comes to, like, actual updates, they don't tell you what you're getting.
Sometimes they do, though. That's where I'm saying the consistency part, where they should either
Yeah,
do it
I
all the
guess.
time or
Like, yeah,
not
it's
do it.
inconsistent, but like they'll make changes or they'll really take people's feedback when it's something they shouldn't be doing it on. You know what I mean? It's something where they have to like, come to they have to come to the decision themselves instead of like letting, 20, 30 people.
And yeah, that's my argument with putting their foot down.
Yeah, exactly, right?
They-
That's kind of what I'm saying.
We have
too.
to, and I think we, like as a community, I mean, as a whole, I wish everyone would just kind of trust them with the game. But the only problem is they've burned us a few times in the past, and then the fucking great disaster that is the removal of PKing and EOC.
Mm-hmm.
We got to remember these. You got to think these people genuinely care about the game,
Yeah, I feel like
and if they don't, they're faking it very well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like if they do decide to put their foot down and they make an update and it's actually like EOC level or like last man standing level of like just not working,
But they should know.
then that's when they should go and revisit it. Like,
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
but
last man
but at
standing
that-
should be changed at this point. But like, they're kind of like, well, fuck you guys. It's like the one thing we're like standing up for, but it's like that's the last thing they should be doing with like last man standing specifically.
I
Using that as an
don't know if
example.
it's them standing up for it or them being like, we tried, let's not put any more work into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how much, it's the argument of, I think we talked about it before, how much money do you keep putting into a car that keeps breaking down before you buy a new one?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it can go back and forth. This community is it's a very vocal community, it's a very split community, and I guess the mods do their best. For me, it'd be so fucking stressful.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't do their job. Fuck that.
Because even if you try to be outspoken, you go on the subreddit, you get every now and then you're going to see someone like just bashing you, and you're going to, oh man,
Shit, look
why?
at Mod Matt K makes a comment. Everyone's like Emily, Emily, Emily.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
memeing, like someone who's actually working on the game you're playing, and it's like
If that was me,
Right.
he's running show there. If that was me, I'd be like, fuck these fucking
Yeah.
cocksuckers. Let's add in the worst update ever.
just to spite them.
Yeah. So then, yeah, there's pros and cons,
Yeah, exactly.
which I guess is just what you get.
Yeah, but I think as a whole, like I do like how they're actually communicating.
Yeah, it's good.
It's not always the best way or like the most effective, I guess, but
It's gonna have its flaws, but every
Yeah.
single way does have its flaws.
better.
For the most part, I think they're doing a good job, and I'm gonna put my trust in their hands, and hopefully sometimes they'll put their foot down for certain things.
Yeah, I hope yeah, exactly.
Because I'm trusting that they don't want to release a fucking way overtuned boss, and that they're gonna, oh shit, let's fucking tune this right away, or let's fucking just take it out of the game.
Yeah,
Monkey Madness was a perfect example. They put their foot down and said, yeah, we're delaying this.
yeah, exactly. Right.
People were pissed. I remember people were booked days off of work to go play the new quest, and they couldn't do it. And then it came out the day afterwards, and they couldn't book off 2 days. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's their fault.
it happens. Shit happens.
Yeah, and in the
Whatever.
end, though, everyone agrees that like that was the right decision, right?
Yeah, it was a good decision, and fucking waiting one day will kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, shall we discuss the Iron Men? How the Iron Men do this week?
Pretty interesting, I think.
Let's go over the challenge. The challenge was who can get the most amount of quest points. Restriction being only staying in the PvP worlds.
Yeah. So, I kind of want to. Anyways, okay. So I'll start. Fuck it. So my goal was to focus on getting Death to Dogushan down or Dorgushan.
Right. That's the underground lumber
Yeah, where
castle,
you like
right?
that at the end of that quest, or pretty much at the end, like there's another slice of ham and stuff, but
Gotcha.
pretty much up until like you unlock the bone crossbow, you can buy it, and you unlock the special and stuff. That's like where I wanted to get to. Just finish Death of Dorgushan, and so I didn't fully have the requirements. Like I needed to grind to like 23 thieving and agility, and I needed to get like goblin diplomacy before I could do Lost City, and then and then I could actually finish the quest line and stuff. So I start off, and I'm like, in Lumbee and shit. I go out, and I'm like, all right, let's do Goblin Diplomacy. This is fun. And I'm like, sitting like in between Lumbee and Draenor, and I'm just killing goblins for their males. I probably killed like 80 or 90 of them, like just to get these 3 males. But you want to hear something fucked?
Okay.
So before I got 3 goblin like chainmails, I ended up getting an easy clue scroll and a champion scroll.
What the fuck?
1 in 5,000 chance. I got the champion scroll off the goblin.
Damn. You know what
Yeah.
sucks? Champion scrolls really ain't do too much.
I mean, it's like 110 Slayer experience and health for me when you kill
It's not
the
much.
goblin. It's not much.
Did you do the champion scroll?
No, I'm keeping it because I don't know how it works. I think once you defeat it, then you can put the scroll up or something in your house whenever if I ever decide to do construction. I'm gonna figure that out, and then I'm gonna go do it at like a.
Have you ever done it before?
No, never. I've never gotten one.
Okay, so let me
Yeah,
explain.
like,
I've gotten a couple of them in the past too.
Yeah.
So you have a chance of this handful of monsters that have a very small chance of dropping this champion scroll.
1 in 5,000.
Yeah, so goblins, lesser demons, imps. There's more. Those are some of them. Anyways, you get one of these these champion scrolls. Kind of looks like a clue scroll. You pick it up, and you bring it to the champion guild in Varrock, and you go into the basement. And basically, you trade it in, and you have like a little arena fight.
Yeah.
But there's there's restrictions. So I can't remember all of them, but some of them they'll be like, you can only damage him with range, whatever. And when you kill them, you get experience in health and Slayer, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And I don't remember if you can redo them. I think
I have no clue, but Jagex did mention a while ago about a completionist cape, like pretty much doing everything, and that's going to be part of it. Obviously, I'm never going to get that on Iron Man, but I don't know. I think it's kind of funny that I got one on them.
Yeah, right now for how rare they are, and they give you like barely any experience. Like they give you 100 Slayer experience for killing something. And it's
Yeah,
just
for
like,
the goblin at least.
But for how rare it is, yeah, you could probably go even at 1,000 though. You can only kill one of them. You're like, oh, it's kind of like a genie lamp, basically.
Yeah, I mean 1 in 5,000 should be a better
if you-
reward, but fuck it.
You complete them all, you don't get anything. You just get the experience, and that's
Hey,
it.
you can show off in your house at least.
I didn't. That must be new then. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you can add the scrolls and like on a wall. But anyways, so I get that, go bank it. I'm pretty excited because shit, what are the chances? And finally get all my quest requirements and go do Goblin Diplomacy, and hand it in and get 5 quest points. And I'm at one point I think I'm coming back and I'm running to the West Falador Bank, or maybe it was when I was going to Goblin Diplomacy. It doesn't matter. I'm standing at the West Falador Bank, and I'm just about to run out, and I just as I take a couple steps out, I see level 54 who's able to kill me, he's in my combat bracket with a fucking 99 range cape and a dark bow.
Wait, sorry. Can you say that again?
A level 54 with 99 range and a dark bow. I just see him log on 54, fuck. He's got the cape and a dark bow, and he just starts running towards me. I just run into the bank and just oh fuck. And then and then
he got away.
Yeah, I ended up getting away. I was so close to the bank, but still, okay. It's kind of oh, what the, that freaked me the fuck out. I'm oh shit, I'm in a PvP world, I gotta keep that in mind. And I go to start Lost City, so I kind of made the mistake because for Death to Dogushan, you need 14 agility and thief for Lost City, and then you need 23 in both of them for Death to Dogushan. So, and you also need 2 ham robes, 2 sets of them.
Okay.
And you need every piece. And so I made the mistake of going, okay, I'm gonna just go and grind out all my agility. So I grind out 23 agility, and then I went to ham, and I thieved. It took me 2 hours or something to get all the ham pieces, and that pissed me off. And
yeah, that would take a long time.
Yeah,
it's always one piece that you're just not
it was
able
the robes
to get.
for me. And I didn't know when you beat Lost City, you got the hood, the chest, and the legs of the ham pieces, which actually would help.
You do?
Yeah, it actually helps you when.
I remember that.
Yeah, you find them in spoilers in Sigmund's chest, but yeah, big spoiler, and and you get to keep them, and that helps you with pickpocketing. So that kind of pissed me off, but on the plus side, I have a bunch of shit I can sell to the general store. I kept all my steel pickaxes and axes and shit, and I kept as much as I could. Man, during that part though, I got ragged. Like I got killed like so many fucking times. At one point, I needed
By the same dude?
by two dudes. But before I started like pickpocketing all of them, I was like 200 experience off from 15 thieving. 'Cause I was 14 at the time or something. And so I'm pickpocketing the man in Lumbridge, and some motherfucker comes out of nowhere, just magic short bows me and just kills me. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Go back to thieving him. And he just keeps killing me and attacking me. And then he wants me to kill him so he can like lose his skull or something. I don't know. He's chasing me around, attacking me, and some other dude attacked me, and like I'm like thieving in the ham part, and some dude walks up and like whacks me for like a 14, and he runs away. And he's like, yo, I'll give you food, man. I was just playing. It's like, fuck you, I'm an Iron Man, bitch. let me just show that off real quick. But like that it was fun. Definitely a little annoying at some parts, but yeah, I went and did Lost City, and then I went straight and just did Death to Dogushan, like no issues, and ended up getting like pretty much just that. It got, like from Death to Dogushan, I actually went from 1 to 13 range, which is, you know,
Wow.
get you through the shitty levels. That's pretty nice. And
Yeah, the 20 minutes of hitting zeros.
yeah,
So, I don't know. I didn't get that many quests done, but, like, I unlocked, like, you know, the crossbow whenever I can get to there. You know, I can get free construction experience and shit with the long bows and the curved bones. And, there's something else, you know, there's like a little thing I found out, actually, which prompted me to, like, actually do that quest. It's, like, pretty decent for Iron Man, and I guess when it comes, I'll reveal when it's relevant to like our next challenges or whatever.
Oh, all right.
Then I'll reveal why I really needed to get that done.
Okay. Is that all you did?
Yeah, that was it. I only got 7 quest points. I started at 33 and I got to 40. It's kind of shitty, but yeah, whatever.
All right.
What are you gonna do?
So for me, okay, so I just started off. Tree Gnome Village. So I hadn't finished that, if you don't remember. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I kept dying, or someone else would tag the fucking Khazard Warlord.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go do this. So, 30 minutes goes by, and finally you take him down. Bam. And I also almost died. So, yeah. My tooth started killing me when I'm killing it. So the way you have to do it, you have to hit him and then run back one spot, and he's kind of stuck. So if you wait for his health bar to disappear, you're able to smack him once and then run back without him hitting. But then you gotta wait 5 seconds, run back, smack him once, blah, blah, blah. So I hit him, and I thought I clicked away, and I went to the washroom just to grab some, like, floss, and just... I thought maybe something was stuck in my tooth or some shit, so I was just doing that. I came back and I was like almost dead, so I had burned through like 10 shrimp. That's all you got, man, is shrimp. How sad is that? Anyways, so I kill him, and then I'm like, my tooth was throbbing, and I was like, fuck, this is killing me. So, actually, hold on, I messed that story up a bit. I ended up, actually, no, that's right. So yeah, my tooth was killing me, and then I decided I'm just going to get off. I'm just going to take a break, because it's hard to focus, especially in PvP world and doing quests. I can't, like, AFK. So I just took a break. I think I played, like, Civ or something, because it's more of, like, I can sit back. Especially I'm playing, like, super easy. So I'm literally just, like, building fucking troops and just taking people's cities. It's really easy. Anyways, just watching videos and stuff. So then I went back on, and for some reason, it's in the evening is when my tooth starts like throbbing a bit. I don't know why. It's fine right now though.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I actually didn't play my Iron Man until the rest of my Iron Man until Sunday, just because I was busy and I just didn't feel like playing it. I was just doing other things.
Yep.
And so I go on Sunday, and my tooth starts hurting again. And I was like, well, let's just do this. I only got bang out the rest of the hours. And I decided to just go to Varrock and do some of the quests there. I went in, so I teleport to Varrock. No, I have to run to Varrock. One thing I didn't like about not didn't like. It was just I didn't expect this to be a challenge. Was you're not able to use the mini games teleports.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
know
that's true.
I didn't know if you got into that issue, but
No, I
right off
never
the bat,
needed to.
when I want to go to the Gnome Stronghold, I try to teleport to Castle Wars, and it's like, nope, not allowed to. And I was like, fuck. So, gotta walk all the way there.
You want to know
Anyways,
the
go back.
secret?
What's that?
If you go to Edgeville, there's that lever kind of near the trap door to the Edgeville dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
You pull that, you go to the wilderness, pull it again, and you're an Artie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be good. Anyways, instead I walked, and I walked because I wanted to save my run energy in case someone came at me, so walked all the way there, and then home ported, and walked to Varrock. So my tooth's starting to hurt, and I'm like, fuck, I don't think I'm going to do the full amount of hours, because we agreed on 5, and I was like, I could try, but if my tooth keeps hurting, I'm not going to get anything done. So I walked to Varrock, and fucking, not really paying attention, somebody just fucking does ancient magics on me. It's like the ice. One of the, I can't remember which one. It's the very first one though.
Yeah.
Freezes me, and I'm like, God damn it, I can't move. And I'm like, I had no armor on at this point, and I was just naked. So I was like, fuck, I'm dead. I ran all the way back, and there's like 4 people that all can attack me. And I'm just like, fuck. But it was kind of fun. I had to like. So I decided to do Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
And that's right in Varrock Square, which is where a hotspot for PKing is.
Yeah.
So I had to like run. I had to figure out ways to talk to people that were at Varrock Square, and like I would run in and get out.
Yep.
And I don't know, I found it fun. It was like fucking playing like Splinter Cell. You had to kind of sneak around, and at one point I had to talk to Romeo, who was in the general store, so I'm fucking closed both doors, and I'm like, okay, this way I can fucking kind of have an escape route if they come at me.
Yeah.
And luckily I didn't need to use it. So I bang out that quest, finish it up, and I started looking up another quest, and then at that point I just kind of tapped out. I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break, I'll come back later, because my tooth was killing me. And I started watching probably those YouTube videos, and I just never came back to it, just because I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to have to, bite the bullet for this one.
Yeah.
So I didn't get as much done. That being said, fucking tied you there with the 7.
So, where does that leave us?
We'll split the cash. So I'll only pull up a little notepad here, and we're going to go 50K each. Alright, so let's go boom, 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 boom. 2.5, 3.5. I have lost 3.5 times, and I'm in the negative by 450K. Deegan is at 2.5 losses in the negative 250K.
Yeah, buddy. I honestly kind of expected to lose this one just because I was like, if I wanted to, I could have done like Monk's Friend and a bunch of like quests that were like quick, but I don't know. Death of Dogershan, like I really need that quest line done.
So yeah, Romeo and Juliet gives you 5 quest points, and it's really quick and easy to do. You don't need any requirements, really. No items.
I already did it.
That's why I'm like, fuck, I don't think I'm going to be able to meet the time, so let's do this one, because this is the fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking for here. Fucking curveball. I'll do this one, and I'll still have a fighting chance in the competition, but I was like, you can't go either way. I'm kind of expecting to lose, but we tied it. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you want to just move on from there? Oh, no,
sure.
no, we gotta fucking talk about next week, or don't we?
Oh, yeah.
So, you pretty busy next week?
Next week. Well, I guess this.
You gotta redesign your whole fucking senior citizen center.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Do
gonna
you get to name it?
No, it's just called Blockout Senior Center, something like that.
Oh, that's so lame.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm gonna call it Deegan's Pizzazz.
Yeah.
I don't know, but no, I'm gonna get that done tonight. Like I'll probably take the bus. I'll probably take like the 10:30 bus or something. Get to my school. I'm gonna shower first. Get to the school. Oh yeah, I'm sleeping there. Every time there's a major assignment, I somehow either I sleep in 10 minutes and I have to I can't shower. I have to run to the bus and shit, or I fucking get there an hour early to my bus and it doesn't show up, and I show up like 3 minutes before class, like 3 minutes early. Both times I've been so close to fucking myself that like tonight, like I know I'm gonna be up till like 5 or 6 in the morning, so I'm just gonna shower, get ready for school, pretty much head to my classroom, sit in the lab, finish it up, sleep. I'll wake up when someone walks into class. I'll probably just put it on the table and just go back to sleep.
You're probably going to sleep at the wrong class.
Oh, imagine. No, I already have a picture of my phone of what class I have to go to, just in case I'm too tired and I forget.
You're going to wake up, it's going to be like fucking gender studies.
Go wake up, it's like 8 at night. Dick's drawn all over me.
Your report's just an F. Just like, you marked it?
It's not even mine. Someone just stole mine and put theirs.
Yeah. Shit. Actually, I got a small little story I want to bring up about my little time in college. But yeah, next week, so, I don't know. I was kind of hoping we could do a little bit of an AFK style challenge. What are you feeling?
Yeah. Like, I'm kind of fine with whatever, to be honest.
Okay, we'll just do that just because I got a lot going on right now, and this will help me kind of get caught up. So, let's do whoever can get the most gold value stack, but the only way you can get it is through skilling.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that through skilling. So, cool. That should be interesting. So yeah, I wanted to say quickly when you're telling your story. So yeah, I had a problem with kind of procrastinating. I would have procrastinate, but I wouldn't we had this one project. So I took police foundations, and we had this one class, and it was kind of like the courtroom. I can't remember what it was called. It was like the lawyer part end of it.
Yeah.
Real boring shit. And we had this one teacher, and he gave us this assignment where at the beginning of the year, he kind of gave you a crime that happened, and you had to make up a bunch of stuff. You had to make up like these characters and kind of make up the scene and pretend like it actually happened. So I did it, but I didn't realize to what caliber he wanted you to pretend it happened. And I started seeing some of the other people in my class, and they were going hard. Like they had fucking camera footage, and they pretended that like it was the person. Like, you know what I mean? Of like some security camera. I was like, oh fuck, my guy's name is Brock Lee, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking got all retarded names. Like, god damn it. So I was like, okay, I gotta kind of up my game. But, like, I had procrastinated, and it was... I had seen their shit because it's getting close time to hand it in. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I had to start, really upping it. And I go through, and I start kind of making everything better and trying to be more professional. And then I didn't have any time, and I had to do the evidence, and people had evidence like labeled in little Ziploc bags, and they had like evidence A, evidence B. Mm-hmm. So I literally, this is so fucking, it's so bad. But you had your report, a bunch of papers, and in the middle of my papers, or the evidence section, I had evidence A on the paper, and then I just had it blank, and I fucking taped on a tape cassette, and I said like this was evidence that we saw the guy kill someone, let's say.
Yeah.
But I taped it to the paper with like duct tape, and I just left it, and I handed it in. So like he's like going through the 50 pages of paper, but it's like thick in the middle with like something sticking out. You're like, what the fuck is that? Just open it up, and it's literally just a tape on a piece of paper. And he's like, I think he gave it. He's like, I'm not even going to include this. This is like, what the fuck is it? And so that was a disaster. But, yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen. I mean, I'm kind of pissed on how this fucking project went, but...
It's a learning experience. You'll build character.
I'll get it done. I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate everything. I got a coffee cup here. I'm gonna make a nice cup of coffee before I leave.
That's gonna be the best part of the rest of your night.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah.
Anyways,
well, I'm not sleeping tomorrow or tonight, I guess. But whatever.
All right. So that should be fun. Yeah. Let's move on. So it's Halloween's upon us. You want to do something fun at the end of the month?
Like a little event?
Yeah. Because it's the 31st. That's on a Monday. You want to do like a drop party?
Yeah, we could do a little draw party.
Yo, let's throw in some money.
Yeah,
What do you think? How much money you want to throw in?
I actually have no idea. We should figure this out and then
Afterwards?
yeah. Maybe we'll release next episode or something.
All right, yo, let's get it up there. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can do it on the 31st because we normally record on Mondays.
Yeah,
And yeah, 31st falls on a Monday, so maybe we could do something there, or on a Sunday the day before. We'll figure out what days work best. And our time zone, what's our time zone called again?
Eastern Standard or EST.
Maybe. Okay. Canada, Ontario time, so Google her.
Yeah,
Figure out exact.
Yeah, we'll have more details, I guess, next week.
Cool. All right, so, that being said, we're coming to a close tonight. Yeah. If you feel free to email us, we'll do some plugs. So feel free to email us, and we'll read your emails and talk about whatever discussion, any suggestions, stories, anything you just want to mention. We'll read it out and maybe talk about it. That'd be cool. And we also have a Facebook group. You can just Facebook the show. There's not too much activity going on right now, but I'm going to give it some love I shouldn't say it this week. We'll see. I'm pretty busy, but try to spice her up.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at the Wilderness RS. We'll kind of keep you guys updated with the show and like giveaways and stuff like that. And you can also message us on Facebook and tweet us on Twitter. It sounds weird to say. And maybe we'll read some of that shit too. Yeah, we have a Discord set up and we have some people hanging out in here now. So yeah, contact us in any of the following ways or past ways that I just mentioned. And we'll send you that information and you can come scape with the crew, I guess. Anyways, okay,
Possibly.
cool. That's about it. So yeah, I guess you've already explained what's coming up for you this week.
Yeah. What about you?
Got some work. It's very tense and very stressful. So that's kind of fun. That's about it. I guess I don't know what I want to do on RuneScape this week. Besides from the challenge, I'll probably play some more Civ 5. Actually, I'm going to play Civ 5 as soon as we get off here because that's pretty fun. Oh, and I want to talk about the little Pures guide I'm working on. I'm going like full. I'm trying to gather as much information as possible. It's going pretty well. I have been busy too, so I haven't been able to give as much attention to it as I want to. But I'm thinking maybe it might release it as like its own little podcast, and maybe we'll do our own little separate episodes.
Yeah.
That goes in depth about one certain subject. You guys can pitch ideas too if you want, and if you like them, let us know. But yeah, I'm working on that. But it's I might be done gathering information this week, but I still have to record it, which would take another week. But
Yeah.
we will see. I'll keep you updated. YouTube videos, no progress there. So keep waiting, and we'll have them out eventually. All right, guys. So yeah, that's it. So tune in next week to listen to episode 8. Is that where we're at? Yeah, it's episode 8. All right. Bye.
All right, have a good one.